Eminem's Kamikaze album released on the 31st of August and pretty much shut down the internet on the day of its release. It was Eminem's first surprise album since he signed a major record deal, and no one saw it coming despite several references and hints at something coming, especially in the Chloroseptic remix where Eminem poured his heart out and warned us about what was coming. Eminem ended the Chloroseptic remix verse talking about how the criticisms he got from Revival were even contradictory, and added, "I just added to the fuel in my rocket pack till I'm ready to respond, then I'ma launch it at him." He also added that when he comes back, he'll be at the throats of his critics like Chloroseptic. Of course, many media journalists thought he was bluffing, and Eminem set his sights on hitting the target with a surprise attack, even if it meant destroying himself in the process. Critics scrambled to put together their negative reviews as usual, but one advantage they didn't have this time around was time. With his other albums, they usually have time to social engineer and create a narrative before the album releases and control music consumers, but this time, fans had already made up their minds about the quality of the album way before any review of Kamikaze could drop. By the time the reviews were out, fans were wondering if it was the same album that their reviewers listened to based on the scores the album received from critics. But it was too late for the lamestream media. The fans already made up their minds and their reviews couldn't do any damage. On the commercial side, Kamikaze dominated the global market and was one of only 3 albums released in 2018 to spend a minimum of 3 weeks at #1 based on sales across the globe, as compiled by Media Traffic. Even just a few hours after the album dropped, Kamikaze was #1 in over 100 countries, and its domination in the UK was something else, as Kamikaze spent an entire month as the #1 album in the country. Eminem's wins of the year 2018 were mostly ignored by the lamestream media, but if you've been with us since last year, you know we've covered it extensively to rub it in the faces of those that thought it was done despite the success of Revival, and they reluctantly enjoyed their buffet of crows that included all the species known to man. With the help of Kamikaze, Eminem was the top-selling artist of the year based on album sales across all genres of music, and Kamikaze was the only hip-hop album to break 500,000 albums sold in the United States. But we were told that no one could sell albums anymore in hip-hop, but Eminem dominated both pure sales and streams. The IFPI later announced that Kamikaze was not only the top-selling hip-hop album worldwide, but also the only hip-hop album to make the global top 10 of best-selling albums. And reports from China showed that Kamikaze sold nearly 1 million copies in China alone in 2018. Currently in major markets around the world, Kamikaze, as estimated by Media Traffic, has now sold 2.65 million copies worldwide, and including China's 947,000 copies sold in 2018, that's a total of at least 3.6 million copies sold globally based on the data we have. So it's been 300 days. Leave your thoughts below, subscribe if you haven't, and see you on the next one.